Japanese rescuers are racing against time and powerful aftershocks to find survivors after the New Year's Day 7.6 magnitude quake jolted western Japan. So far, the earthquake has claimed at least 48 lives and left dozens of other people injured. Along with the widespread destruction, Japan's Geospatial Information Authority is now reporting that there has been at least a 1.3-meter horizontal shift of land in Noto region. Data analysis points to a westward shift of about 1 meter in Anamizu town and 80 centimeters in Suju city. Nanao city's Notojima has been displaced by 60 centimeters northwest, that is towards the Sea of Japan coast. Japan's aerial footage shows the enormous scale of destruction. The visuals on your screen show the fire damage in the town of Wajima, that is in the Ishikawa prefecture. The harbour and surrounding buildings in Shuju, at the eastern end of the peninsula, appeared to have suffered damage from a tsunami that left a fishing boat hanging from a jetty. A local energy provider said over 33,000 residents were without power in the region that saw overnight temperatures touch freezing point. Many cities were without running water.
前の時もうちちょうどこんな感じで直したばっかりなのでもう立ち直れないかなって。
After the New Year's Day earthquake, authorities are now warning Japan residents should stay alert for further tremors. Officials said there is a 10 to 20% chance of a similar-sized earthquake striking within the next week.
過去の事例では大地震発生後に同程度の地震が発生した割合は 1、2割あることから、揺れの強かった地域では地震発生から1週間程度、最大震度7程度の
Around 200 tremors have been detected since the quake first hit on Monday. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said the extent of the damage is becoming increasingly clear more than 24 hours after it struck the region. Kishida said some 3,000 rescuers were finding it difficult to reach the northern tip of the peninsula, where helicopter surveys discovered many fires and widespread damage. There are around 120 cases of people awaiting rescue, his government spokesman also informed the media. Many rail services and flights into the area have been suspended. Over 500 people were stranded at Noto's airport that closed due to cracks in its runway. Residents flooded evacuation centers. The operator of the community center in Wajima city said people were unable to sleep because of trauma when they experienced aftershocks. Japan is one of the most seismically active nations on Earth, owing to its location on the so-called Pacific Ring of Fire, where many tectonic plates meet. There are several nuclear power plants in the affected area. However, Japan's nuclear authority said there was no risk of radioactivity leaking from these facilities. Kenan Akbairam is the director of Center for Energy, the Environment and Natural Disasters at the University of Bengal. Kenan is now joining us live from Turkey. Thank you very much for making time for us and welcome to the show.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
Kenan, talk to me about the series of earthquakes which were more strong last year and affected several countries, including Turkey and Syria. As a geologist, what could be making these shakes or even tremors more frequent?
Actually, they're all expected earthquakes. I don't think they are more frequent, but the death toll in Turkey and Syria was very high, and that's why they were, even though they were expected earthquakes, the community just get very cautious with the earthquakes. And that's very normal. And also in Japan, we have been making so many earthquakes bigger than 6.5 magnitudes, even until 9 magnitude. I mean, this is very common, as you mentioned earlier. Earthquakes are occurred all around the plate boundaries of the world.
Kenan, is there a way or method that scientists and geologists like yourself can invent to at least predict future earthquakes, which could be used to, you know, warn and even prepare countries that may or may not be prone to earthquakes?
Actually, we as earth scientists, we predict earthquakes. I mean, we predict where will the next big earthquakes will occur. But there is no technology or there is no scientific method to give the exact time of the expected earthquakes. But we warn the communities, we warn the governmental organizations about the next earthquakes is coming, which we are doing in Turkey for Istanbul. You know, it's been years that we've been waiting the next big earthquake in near Istanbul and also near Bingöl and also Japan. There is no way to predict the exact time, but there is lots of ways, lots of techniques to predict where the next big earthquake will occur. We know already. Yeah.
Well, this is not new in Japan. How or what has a century of earthquakes taught Japan, in your view?
In my view, I mean, as you mentioned earlier, before I join you, and Japan is an earthquake-prone region, and it stays in a very important position between the Eurasian plate and the Pacific plate. And as you maybe remember, at 2011 there was a 9.0 magnitude earthquake, which is called Tohoku earthquake, just killed, let's say, 16,000 people, maybe more than this, because 200 and 500 people is missing. Unfortunately, still missing. So there was also at March 2007, there was a 6.9 magnitude earthquake very near to Noto Peninsula. That's why, I mean, Japan is very earthquake-prone region, and we will see big earthquakes, as Japanese scientists mentioned today. Maybe in couple of days, in couple of weeks, there will be another 7.0 or 7.5 earthquakes around this region. And during the last 3 years, and at the epicenter region of the earthquakes, there was so many earthquakes, which we call earthquake swarms. And I mean, that's what I can say about these earthquakes.
All right, I've been talking to Kenan Akbairam, who is the director of Center for Energy, the Environment and Natural Disasters at the University of Bengal. Kenan, thank you very much for talking to WION World is One today.